Hello, everybody. This is Sandeep Dutt here from the Learning Forward India Foundation, who is committed to hashtag Happy Teachers. The story begins with the commitment of everyone deciding to become a good teacher. The future of school education is totally dependent on good teachers. And for us at the society level, at large, at the community level, and even at the government level, till we don't understand that if teachers are not happy, they cannot be a transformation. We at the Learning Forward India Foundation are committed to help every teacher find herself or himself, to help every teacher to enhance their skills and capabilities, and to help every teacher to build my good school. In Hindi, we all feel Mera Acha School. Why the My Good School? My Good School works for the personal and social development of every individual. And this is possible when, with teachers as the epicenter, we build relationships between teachers and students, teachers and parents, teachers and teachers, and teachers and management. When all these stakeholders' relationships are strengthened, we create the ecosystem for happy teachers. We love them, we appreciate them, and we let them lead. On my podcast, beginning today, the 31st of March 2020, I'll take you to a journey of my good school and help you understand what happy teachers want, what you can do, and what is very much achievable. Thank you. Have a happy day. Please stay with us. We will be back after a quick commercial break.
You all here, and a pleasant good morning to you, Carl. I'm so happy that you could join us, and I always look forward to, well, I haven't met you yet, but I look forward to seeing you on the screen and exchange have some conversation with you. Thank you for joining us today. We all are very excited
to be with you.
Thank you. We all are very excited about my good school, and we've already had one, presentation of it, which went out very well, and people have also, really appreciated it. And I think this is one of the greatest, things one can do for children and for schools, and it's this, digital portfolio for children. And I think it's a great way of keeping the record, and especially for children in India, whose parents are in the services, and they may change as many as 6 schools before they, graduate from school. So, it gives them continuity. No matter where they go, they have the records with them, and they can carry on with them. And I must compliment Sandeep. It's his baby. He's worked for years and years, put all his experience together of thousands of schools he visited, people he visited, children he dealt with. And finally, it took root, at the Five India School in Bali. And I must compliment the school there and the principal, Rajshri there, who have implemented this. And we tried it out there. And I have been there when they've been doing it. And, it was good to see the way, they ran it. So I'll go back to you, Sandeep. And so once again, welcome everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. Carl, as guest of honor, has come all the way from Bellingham, the west coast of USA. He's very near the California coast. California will perhaps connect with everyone more than Bellingham, because Bellingham sometimes is considered a small village from our perspective. But yes, Carl, over to us in India. Thank you for joining us. We have a minute from you.
I'm honored to be with you this evening, and honored and delighted to see the progress that My Good Schools has made over the years.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you for your support. Thank you for My Good School coming to life today on the great birthday of Nelson Mandela. We also have with us a person who has been with me a larger part of my 10-year journey of my good school. We have Bharti from the Fab India School, one who's held my hand through like these 4 children on the screen you see. Bharti, thank you for holding my hand, and please come in and say a good word as you are special to us today.
Good evening, sir. And good evening, all. I would like to first of all congratulate everyone, and especially the LFI team, as we have been part of this team from the start. This Fab India School, if we see, is the nursery for the school, My Good School program. First of all, PLP was implemented in our school. It started in 2011. After 3-4 years, we started the My Good School program. Now, this year, if we see, we are moving with the changing times. We have all become online in all aspects, whether it is our Google Classrooms or any other thing. And it's really very good to see that My Good School program is now turning online, and that is a very good and a positive move. This online program will help the teachers, parents, and students to know the progress of the students, and it will also encourage the students to participate in all the different activities and develop their skills in the 4S, that is service, skills, sports, and studies. It is really a very prestigious moment for the Fab India School that what they had sown and what they have nurtured has now bloomed and is now expanding its wing, and it's blooming not only in India but even abroad. And also this has given us this proud moment as it is accepted by many schools in India, and it is gaining appreciation in the education fraternity. So best wishes from all of us at the Fab India School. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bharti, for those special words. So here it is. That's the My Good School. You all have been following the making of this logo for almost a long time now. We were using a print version of our materials earlier, but now we've gone all digital. So I just thought I should first speak at the story behind how this My Good School story came about. When you look at a school and you expect the school to give you a child ready for the world, or a future ready child, as I'm sometimes tempted to say. So a child must be a part of a good community. So how a child connects with the community is essential through an element of service. So you have a child, the Cyan one, who believes in anti-racism, a young person who brings the world together and does not know the difference between caste, creed, and is absolutely inclusive. So that child comes to school to actually find himself or herself. That is the Cyan child in our logo. This child grows up to become a service person. Service could be interpreted in terms of community service, or in terms of civil service, or in terms of medical service. Whichever way you want to use the word service for livelihood, you could. So school is a nursery for service, like Bharti gave us this logic of a nursery. School also offers you the best of skills. And we intentionally chose the beautiful green, which is very close to the parrot green or the pea green for skill. And the word skill for us essentially helps us prepare to grow up and actually pick up individual life skills as well as employment skills. So that is a child who grows up with skills as a key component of his or her life. Yes, there is a child who is always the electric blue or the Cyan. And this child actually focuses on sport in school. Then there is one more child. That child focuses on study in the school. So if your school offers service, skills, sport, and study, your school offers the best playground for the child to learn and grow. And that's why we say, My Good School offers experiential learning for all. The My Good School is a tailor-made school experience for the personal and social development of individuals and offers the best learning environment for students and teachers alike.
Our philosophy of quality in education is about offering an environment where experiential learning is made possible through activities beyond just study. This brings to life learning that would otherwise be theoretical and uncoordinated. We have demonstrated learning can be easily personalized and assessments must be fun. That's exactly how you grow up. So the tailor-made school experience of a My Good School, that is your school. My Good School is very generic. It's like a white label. So you could put your school label in the middle and remove the My Good School logo. And that will give you a full Learning for Life program. This Learning for Life program has come a long way. It was developed by UNESCO some time back. And the Duke of Edinburgh Award program also grew on this program. So when you look at that program, it has a lot of similarities to what we have. But that program is essentially designed more for outward bound, more for physical recreation, and less for what I call sport and study. Now, when we look at the Indian cultural context, when we look at what we do in Singapore, when we look at what they do in Finland or in America, My Good School is more universal. And that's precisely why we said a tailor-made school experience, echoing Sir's word, is what My Good School is about. Alka, over to you to unveil the portal of My Good School. Please share the login screen.
Can you see it now?
Yeah. Yes. So here's everyone. I think we need to give this a hand. Kalyani, you were there for the preview, so you can give 2 hands.
I give 4.
You gave 4. So essentially, when people ask us, what is My Good School? So to a future-ready school, as the world has seen in the last 6 months, has to be online. It has to be available to all. It has to be available to them with their resources. And even more than resources, it has to be available to them when they want to actually go to school. So My Good School is your good school, available to you with your resources, with your time, and with your personalized requirements. A school must be agnostic of infrastructure. That is My Good School. A school must be agnostic of what you call curriculum. Your CBSE syllabus is not a curriculum. We confuse that. If you look at the way your school brings the how into learning, that is the curriculum. The how is the curriculum, not the syllabus. CBSE is a syllabus. It's not a curriculum. Please understand that. And there's a fair amount of difference between curriculum and syllabus. We often misinterpret syllabus as curriculum. Curriculum is how you deliver the syllabus. So that's why if you look at My Good School, it is the how of your school. It is the how of the education which you give to the child for personal and social development. We have a beautiful girl. Her name is Riddhi. So she decides to go to My Good School and say, I don't want to go to any of the schools that exist today in brick and mortar. And to welcome Riddhi, we also have someone's pet in the background. Delighted to have a pet in the background. Please keep the pet there, but kind put your mic on mute. So don't let the pet go because that's not good. You must put your mic on mute. That's all we require. Let the pet attend My Good School. So at My Good School, we have pets, we have trees, we have place for sports, we have place to study, we have place for skills, and we have a great place for citizenship. So when Siddhi decides to log in, she first makes a profile. Alka, please go to the profile. So Siddhi joins the school and Siddhi says, I am enrolling in My Good School. So when Siddhi enrolls in My Good School, Siddhi makes a profile or the contact point of a father and a mother, which is very much like the form in school which you have. So you don't have to make any My Good School form. The data is already with you in your school if you are adopting the program as a school. But if Riddhi is going to join us outside the school as an individual, then she'll have to make a profile. You already have the profile in your school record. We can help you customize that and import it here. So that's the first child in the world to enter My Good School. Now what Riddhi does, if Riddhi is young, she seeks the help of her teachers, she seeks the help of her parents. So a young child actually needs more help, and in so many of your early years classes, you have more than one teacher. You practically have one teacher for 10 children in many schools. So you have teachers to help you with your My Good School journey. Then Riddhi says, okay, in my school, I will do some form of service. I've always said this, when a child comes to school, the first thing child learns is how to give, and that's service. At the school, the child picks up skills, the child plays sport, and the child also studies. So when the child does the 4 S's, which is service, skill, sport, and study, that's a complete school. So what Riddhi does when she enters the school, she starts choosing her activities. And we've actually filled up some things before, so it becomes easy for us to administer. Could you please show us the drop-down menu for any one of the 4 S's? Yeah. So what Siddhi does, she wants to become a debater. So she says that let me find out who are the supervisors for debate. So there is a small introduction of the debating society, teacher in charge or master in charge. So she sees that, he says, yeah, I want to be in Namrata ma'am's debating society. So she then chooses debating. And when she chooses debating, she actually starts developing her My Good School journey. The beautiful part about My Good School journey is, like Sir correctly said in the beginning, you may change schools, but like mobile number portability, My Good School has portability. Like your baby record book, My Good School will be your record book of full 15 years. So no matter which school you go to, you can carry your good school experience with you. Alka, over to you. Can you highlight more after choosing the activity and show us one full, one full line. You choose 1 S and just from drop down menu to write to the complete thing, just show one, because others are simply copies. I only need to explain how this goes on to develop the child's personal and social self. So let's first start with one activity. Kindly start with anyone you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, so as you can see, all the activities are here, and Riddhi will go to one and see which all supervisor are offering that activity. And for that, each supervisor, she will see which are students her peers are, what kind of sessions are there, what timings are there. Generally, the timings will be 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So she can even see the calendar, she can even see the schedule of that activity, so that she can be sure. And she knows which are supervisors are there. So she is choosing not just the activity, she's choosing the supervisor. She's actually knowing what time the session will be, whether it will be comfortable with her time routine or not, whether she can take the time. So it's all her flexibility. She is even seeing what the peer group is. And as she's already registered in yoga, I'll go to the debate. Right? So we'll go to the Namrata, and you can see, if you can even write, Namrata can write any demo or anything, any links can also be there. We have given the flexibility to go even further. She goes there, she registers, and the reason is you ask whether you want to go with the activity debate, and the supervisor is Namrata, and the answer is yes. The request is sent, and then I will go to Namrata to see how the request is.
Now, Alka has logged out from the child and is logging in as the coach, supervisor, or teacher. So coach has a dashboard, the child has a dashboard, the administrator has a dashboard. The dashboards are designed by looking at the school hierarchy. You have a teacher in a class, you have an activity coach, you have a head of department, then you have a coordinator, you have the principal. So likewise, rights can be given like you give in a Google Drive or any program. The principal will have some rights, the coordinator will have some rights, and that's how the hierarchical folder structure works. Over to you, Alka.
Yeah. So I'll just concentrate on the debate. So, she can verify or reject. Supervisor has the authority because the class could be full. She can even, see which students are already there in that debate. So, she knows, and she verifies because Siddhi is the first one to join. Right, so you can see the list of students she has gone here. I'll go back to Riddhi for time being because we are concentrating on the child profile, and I'll come back to Namrata or other supervisor. I'll come back. So you can see now, the debate has been highlighted because the ones which are highlighted are the ones Riddhi is already taking. And she will only see those clubs or those societies which are offered in the school and for her grade. She will not see all, right? Because if she can't go, there's no point showing it to her. So it has to be the grade wise plus school. And So this debate, which was not there before, has come in our schedule, and she knows when is the first session, when she has to go. So it's on 22nd of July, and the timing is this. This is the teacher, and this is, the little bit description of it. That's all. Sandeep, you want to take over from here?
Yeah. So you have had a feel of a dashboard of a supervisor as well as a dashboard of a participant. Now, I really want you to keep your questions to yourself for the last 10 minutes. So if you want, you can note them down in a chat, or you can keep them ready in the last 10 minutes. We will give you questions and we will finish in time definitely. So what we have done, we have logged in as a child Riddhi in a school, and we have actually shown you how Riddhi registers for one activity. So in your school, Riddhi can do a sport, service, study as well as skill in a similar manner, and in each case there will be activities which your school offers. How it is done is, we will give you a blank Excel sheet. You can actually import your data or give us an exported sheet from your school management system with the data of the child and where the child participates in it. We will customize the My Good School folder for you. So My Good School folder for every school will be separate. Your data will be secure, encrypted. We work on AWS World Standards, which is the Amazon Web Services. We will give you a secure website with an SSL certificate. So your data is absolutely secure. One, your data stays with no one in the world. Your data stays only in the cloud server. No one can download the data beyond printing a worksheet or a report. So data is anyway absolutely secure. There's no way anyone can walk away with the data unless you give the data when you are exporting it to us from your school. From our side, data can't go anywhere because we can't export it. So data will stay in our server. We can only give you reports in PDF, crystal reports, or whatever format we ultimately come with. And the reports can be taken out for a child in many forms. Alka, over to you.
Yeah, so this is the administrative view. As Sandeep rightly said, we are, you can design your school, you can design what kind of activities are there. So we'll give you the template of the activities which we suggest, but you can change it completely. You can add a new one from here, which shows what is the name of it, if there's any description, and this is the optional field, and what is the 4S, because our system is based on the 4S. So 4S has to be there, whether it's the club or society, and which UNESCO focus areas we are focusing on, right? If it's yoga, what kind of focus areas this kid will learn, how the improvement will happen. So this is, you add it.
Just hold on here. We need this back, please.
Yes.
Yeah. This is actually, if you look at this one shot, this is the story behind the whole story. When I say story behind the whole story, I say it purposefully loudly. In this case, let us say that in the name, you will have a name here of the child and a description. Then the child will choose a service, skill, sport, or a study. In most schools, you either have clubs or societies. We have actually put a slash here. So you can have a debating society or a debating club. It really doesn't matter. End of the day, it does the same thing. And all these things which you do under sport, skill, study, service are actually linked to this 10 areas of personal and social development. When a child focuses on personal development, you focus on the identity of a child, on spiritual, aesthetic awareness, values of a child, on decision making, on health and intellectual growth. Now, if you look at these things, identity, spiritual, aesthetics, decision making, health, intellectual growth, these are really the personal areas of the child where the child grows up. And if you look at the other areas beyond this, community skills, employment skills, citizenship, environment awareness, these are areas at the social level. So we are helping a child do service, skill, sport, and study. We have done the tagging and mapping of all your clubs and societies with these 10 areas. So if you, let us say, you join the debating society, it will give you better communication skills, and the communication skills will feed into your identity, or they will feed into decision making, and that's how the whole map is done. Now that map for us is our API and our design. Over to you, Alka.
Yeah, as you can see in the debate, we have mentioned here communication skills, citizenship, and health, but you want to edit, right? We could have been wrong. You want to change it, it can be changed. You can do it here. It's all changeable. It's up to you. We will just give you a template and you can take it from there. It will be yours. We will not have the rights anymore from there. And so Sandeep, I'll spend a little bit time on the admin so that we don't have to come back and we can go from here. So from here, I can assign a supervisor and I assign the grades with that as well. So for yoga, we have 3 supervisors, Jatin Chawla, Hardik, Garg and Inshu Jain, and there are grades as well. And you can edit the grades as an admin, you can unassign it, you can do all the bits. You can even delete the activity, but you can only delete the activity till there are no students participating in it or there are no supervisor assigned to it. After that, you have to delete those things and then you can go ahead. As an admin, I will be able to see the list of all the students. I can change the profile of the student. I can even add the guardian. I can see which are clubs and societies Riddhi is going to. I can do that. I can even go to the staff. I know which roles I have. I have few coordinators, I have few supervisors, I have all these things. And in coordinator, I can even assign the grades. So as Sandeep said, the hierarchy is there and we are assigning grades everywhere. So if you want to have a coordinator, which is from 1 to 5th class, it will be there. And if you want to have the coordinator for the full school 1, it will be there. And that's what in the admin. You want anything more on the admin side, Sandeep?
No, go ahead. Go to the next.
Yeah. So I will spend more time, little bit on Riddhi again, the student one. So this is the dashboard, as Sandeep rightly said. But now, what happens next, right? So we have registered, enrollment has happened. I know which sessions to attend. I attend the session. What happens next? So the next step will be you log it, you record what you did in the session. And it's very simple. You just select the activity type. The supervisor will come automatically and you have the title, and you have the date. And the date you can just go, less than 30 days, but it's up to you completely.
This is actually a logbook. It's where the child records going. So your attendance is automatic. And then the good part is once the child fills in the activity the child has done, it's only 10 words we are asking for.
Yeah.
For early years children, the teachers can fill in. The activity will then go to the supervisor who will get a beep and then he has to accept, yes, this child was there and this child actually made this picture of butterflies.
And I can see how many have been submitted, how many I have reviewed it already. And you will ask what's the saved one. So student can work as long as he or she wants to. He can keep saving it. She has to submit, before it goes to the corresponding supervisor. And it goes only to the corresponding supervisor. Everyone else, like the coordinator or the head, will be able to see it, but they will have only read-only rights. Only supervisor can access it, can review it. No one else can at this point. And I do this.
So what Riddhi has done, she's completed an activity and submitted her record. So she goes out, the activity supervisor or the coach gets it. The coach says, yeah, Riddhi has actually done this for the session. And the coach goes to Riddhi. She accepts what the coach has done. Now here's a pending from what Riddhi has sent. Is it what you're pointing to, Alka?
Yes.
So Alka gets a pending request here. She goes to the pending request and she accepts it. Can you please accept?
Yes. So I go here, I have it, and I edit it. So I put the scores. You want to spend more time on the scores, Sandeep?
Yeah. It's very interesting. We debated a lot for almost 5-6 months where we said, yes, there must be a way on where you can reach to some kind of quantifiable self-assessment. We did not want teachers to use marks as they traditionally do. We wanted them to have a structure for helping the child reach a milestone. So these are essentially milestones. So if you look at a child, what child does 3 things in an activity, whether it is studies, service, skill, any of the activities, the child first participates. So she can get a participation score of anything 0 to 10. If the child has participated in all the sessions, you're welcome to give the child 10. If the child has made something from scratch or attempted something beyond that, then there is initiative. But if a child has actually completed what the child set out to do, then there's achievement. So you can give a child a varied assessment on all the 3 counts. So this gives a fair robust, well-blended, round assessment than just giving marks for participating or for making something. So you are actually rewarding participation, you are rewarding initiative, and you are giving for achievement. Achievement is only one of the three items. And look at the numbers. Achievement is 5, participation is 10, initiative is 10. Kalyani, I want to highlight this here because I missed out in our demo yesterday. Imagine we are giving 10 for participation and 10 for initiative. We are only keeping 5 for achievement. So you end up making your aeroplane, then you get 5. But because you are working on all the materials and you showed initiative, you can get a better score. After giving this assessment, there is an option for a remark. Yes, our preview yesterday said we must have simple remarks. We will actually try and put them together for you. Please carry on.
Yeah, can the person who did the annotation on the screen remove it? You know, those annotation, I think someone has drawn into it and everyone is seeing it.
Yeah, let me just see. I couldn't have done it because...
No, that's okay. Let's go ahead. So as you can see, supervisor also has the option of saving it. You know, so you don't have to complete each and everything at this stage. You don't have to. You can do your work because there's another work. You don't lose your work. So there's a draft version. So you have it and you can see the score, the stars are there. And if you want, we can do something like that. That the student doesn't see anything, they just sees the star. That can also be happened. And then you have the option to submit. So student will see only the remarks and the stars when the supervisor submits it. So Sandeep, shall I go to awards part now?
That's your last part?
Yes.
See, we all know there are 2 things a child always loses as the child grows up. You always lose your certificates. You always lose a record of what you've done in your school life. Your My Good School digital portfolio stays live for 15 years with you. And this digital record will not go anywhere even if you've lost all your certificates and credentials. There'll be no need for you to go back for a duplicate certificate. Remember that. Why? Because you've actually uploaded your awards in original and they are digitally verified. So we are giving you a repository of your achievements through your school life, much like the DigiLocker. So this is as good as that. Why? Because you can't recreate it. We very categorically said this can't be recreated if you go beyond a certain time frame. So if you've got an award, and that's the beauty of this My Good School, the school keeps track of all your awards and achievements in school. Alka, show us an example, please.
Yeah, no, before I show an example, Sandeep, I want you to talk about why we have put these criteria. The PSD area, the focus area, the activity type, and the 4S. What is the reason behind putting those criteria?
Yeah, you want me to talk?
Yeah, on the criteria. Why we have 4 criteria for the awards.
Absolutely. So when you look at a school, and I categorically started with the beautiful visual, a school offers 4 things for a child to grow up in. The school says the child must do service, skill, sport, and study. Now these S's or focus areas are all linked to your growth in school, and what they take you to is your personal and social development, which are the 10 areas the school works on. Let's have those 10 areas, Alka. So let us say your focus area. Now, beautiful thing is each of the activities which you do in your school will be mapped to one of these 10 areas. So let us say you have Riddhi. Riddhi, 8th blue is a grade. Now, what we look at, what has she done for her social development and personal development? So accordingly, whether we look at her personal development and a social development. Now look at Riddhi. For a focus area of personal development, which is health, as well as, this is a mix of personal and social. So if you look at these, now Riddhi has focused her life in school on identity, environmental awareness, citizen skills, citizenship, employment skills, and health. She has done music and dance, yoga, art, and craft. Just look at this, and you reach your class 12. You will virtually have a website-like content and a personal portfolio, which will help you be college ready. That's the first and important thing. You will also be able to understand what you have pursued through your 15 years and that will help you figure out where to go ahead with your skills and grow up into what you want to become in life. So it will also feed into your career planning system. So if you look at this way, there will be a day when My Good School will reach such a stage that your careers will be planned automatically with your personal and social development app. Now, only thing missing in today's date is to convert this into a graphic of personal and social development and show you a three-dimensional image of how you have developed, which will be available. We are working on that. We are in touch with some data analysts who are working on the AI model of this. Our AI will generate your life's future by your participation of 15 years and feeding the data into an AI system. We will give you your personality, which you can hope to become. Over to you, Alka.
Yeah, so as a supervisor, I can initiate the award. I can choose whether I want to give an award on the PSC area, which is personal development or social development. I can choose the focus areas. I can go, like, I just want to give it on health, I will get it. So anything which I'm, the award I'm giving, it's all backed up with the data, and it shows exactly, how many activities you have done it. And it's up to the supervisor whether he or she wants to, map all the activities to it, because it's going to the coordinator for now for the approval. So, she doesn't need to explain anything, supervisor. Everything will be backed with the data, everything will be backed with the activities. It will have all the stars. So the supervisor, the head will know what is happening. And same thing you can go for the 4S. If you want to go.
Now, when you talk about 4S, I want to bring an example. In the year 214, at the Fab India school, where we have a house system, we switched over to a trophy for service, a trophy for skill, a trophy for sport, and a trophy for study. The 4 houses actually competed for 4 trophies at the house level. We also instituted, and in the class 12, an individual trophy for service, individual trophy for skill, individual trophy for sport, and individual trophy for study. So the awards in the Fab India school ultimately ended up with 8 trophies. The trophies at the house level took a track of every child's participation in the 4 S's. And the trophy at the individual level for class 10 took your 15-year record to actually identify you as best in service in school, best in skill in school, best in sport, and best in study. Now, all this is with analytics. It's with data. There is no subjective meeting on one fine afternoon and 2 teachers recommend and 1 seconds and 1 decides. That system becomes absolutely transparent. Alka, over to you.
So let's give an award, as we are focusing more on the 4 S's. Let's give Riddhi on this. And I don't want to go all the activities, so I just choose one. Here in the yoga, there are 5. I don't want again all. So it's up to me whether I want to choose all or which one I want to go. And then I give award. Again, we have these awards predefined, and it's up to you how you want to do it. And I'm good with the participation award.
Ten words. You got them?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got your 10 words and you got an endorsement and the award ready.
Yeah, no, award is not ready yet, Sandeep. It is still with the supervisor, right? Supervisor has just initiated it. And now we'll go to the coordinator one. So Riddhi doesn't see this award as of now, because it's still pending with the. See this, you can see, right? We just said that. This one, going really good in the skill area, please keep it up. And this is the activities, everything goes here. So the coordinator can see why Riddhi has come here, what she has done. Coordinator sees everything. And then based on that, coordinator reviews. The coordinator has everything read-only. Coordinator can see all the activities, what has happened for the students, who have done it. Coordinator can see all the awards. Coordinator can see all the students, and even, what a clubs and society it goes to. And You can see the staff which comes under it, sees everything. So you can see how much transparent system it is. So Sandeep, before I move to head, do you want to talk through it anymore, or it's good?
Yeah, we have explained the profile, we have explained the activities, we have showed how it can generate awards in school, how a student's personal and social development is mapped, and how the whole community, the staff as well as the child, the management and the parents will be able to work together. So there will be separate logins for each stakeholder. Parents will have a login with certain rights. At the younger level, children and parents work hand in hand. The login rights will be determined as per class and growth of the child in their ability to manage the digital dashboard. Over to you, Alka.
Yeah, so I'm now at head's profile, head's portal. So I have shown you the admin one, I've shown you the student one. We have also gone through the coordinator one, supervisor one. Now it's the head. And sorry?
You moved one step higher.
Yes, we have moved one step higher. And before we finish the demo, I think we have to show one more thing as well, Sandeep. So I can here approve, this one. I'm approving it. So once I approve it, now I'll go back to the student. See, this is the one. If you can see, this is exactly the one.
The date is there, 18 July. The timestamp is there. This is the award which she's got. So this is the design of her plan in school. So she completes with so many stars in her activities.
And before we finish, Sandeep, I think we are just at the last bit. We didn't explain in the last session, is the certificate.
Yeah.
You remember the digital portfolio, the full, so this is the certificates. So you want to spend a minute on this?
Yeah, so we thought of two things. We thought that one, the certificates will get generated from the system. And beyond that, there may be certificates which your school system does not generate. So how does the child get those? So we have this additional facility where if a child has received an award from outside the school, any form of recognition, including a board affiliated certificate of study or any outside activity, they can actually put those in here also. So we will give you space and you can add all the certificates which you have got, even beyond the ones you have done with your participation in school. So this portfolio of keeping all your live certificates will be a great help. This is the Digi folder element which I was talking to you, or what we call the Digi locker, which will stay with you. And the beautiful part of all this is that this is currently available to a child who can either enter the school in early years, or a child who's halfway, or a child who's completing. You can also add in everything. In this particular case, there is no date challenge. Whatever pending certificates you have, which are not generated by the system, you can actually upload this right here. This is a free area. Yes, those certificates will need to be verified, and that we can have a system to make that happen. Is that all, Alka, you wanted me to say?
Yes. And I think I'm done. And now you tell me if you want to show.
Yeah. You can please close the system. So when we go back, I will share my screen. And if you go back to my screen, hang on, I think. You don't need to share the screen. We will actually leave it here and we can show the person. Do you want to show the personal social development map again, Alka? Yeah, I have the document. I'll show this here. Sorry for this few seconds of jugglery. Alka, I'm sharing the screen. Please stop sharing.
You can see it?
Yeah, you can remove this. I'll show something else.
Okay, I'm stopping. I'm stopping now.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I want to share the story, which is the handout we send out to everyone. So here we are, a tailor-made school experience for every individual. How is My Good School tailor-made? First, you can choose your activities: service, skill, sport, and study. You can find your coach and mentor. You work with your peers. You work at your own pace. You work with your own resources. The My Good School digital portfolio, imagine if you had a record of what you enjoyed, what you learned, and what actually made a difference to your life through the 15 years of school, early years through K-12. This record would help in self-reflection, share the joy of learning, and above all, help you find a career you love. Your digital portfolio will help you with your projects at school, prepare your essays for college admission, and above all, house beautiful memories beyond the baby record book. Now, this is the basic structure. With this small visual with one half a slide, we have been able to convince you all, hopefully, that My Good School works for the personal and social development of a young person by encouraging a person to be involved in activities which are beyond the confines of the simple school curriculum. I've had to use the word simple school curriculum to harp on the point that there's something more than study. You need to build confidence, knowledge, and networks. And more than anything else, teachers take the lead. So this only happens when teachers understand, mentor their mentees better. And the focus areas for us are service, skill, sport, and study. The 4 disciplines are the key elements of delivering quality in education. The school may focus on one as a specialty, but a good school generally delivers balance of all. The digital portfolio records your journey and will be available to you in any form and design when you want to exit the school system or even before that. So here we are, your school life recorded in your way as well as in your comfort. I'm happy to take any questions. We are exactly to your 10 minutes. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask a question, Kalyani, you are unmuted. Please ask us a question. Or you should answer the questions today.
No, since I know what kind of questions they are going to ask, let them ask the questions first.
Lovely. So we're happy to answer the questions.
No, I want to know, Sandeep, it's been lovely and very convincing, but how does one go about it? You come to school, the school signs up with you, and then you help the school to progress, or what is it? I mean, this one has understood the philosophy of the good school.
Yeah.
Now, what next? How does one go about it?
Yeah, what next? The year 2020, our chairman, sir, has decided that the program will be available free to everyone. So that's the first call. So you will get access to the dashboard as a school. You will simply have to give us the Excel sheets and we'll import your data and your dashboard will be good to go. So once you have the dashboard and you are a subscriber of our services, we will support you. Now, it's really not a question of cost at this stage because we're not talking cost, and cost being a foundation will be such that every school from village to any end will be able to use it. We are talking of 120, 100 rupees. We're only looking at the server storage cost. It's like your Google Drive charges you 130 rupees and offers you Google Enterprise grade backup. So we will give you something like 100 rupees a child and 100 rupees a teacher or 500 rupees a coach. We will work that out with mutual comfort with you. So you don't have to do anything. You only have to send us an email that you are good to go to join, use the Good School program. We will train your staff online. We don't need to come there. And our backend support is always there 24/7 for the next calendar year. When it comes to April next year, obviously we'll have to find a subscription model to keep this alive. The subscription model is two-pronged. One, a school can sign a bulk license like you do for your learning management system or what we call service as a software. We also have an option where individuals can sign up if the program is not there in the school. So you will be able to make your digital school portfolio even if you are not in your school. We have to work out the dynamics of this, and I'm sure you are with us. We will work those out in mutual comfort. Does that answer your question, Luba?
All right, understanding. Thank you. Thank you.
We are ready. You can start using it tomorrow. We are as ready as that. All you need is Alka will give you the template of the Excel sheet. This is the data we need. And we are talking about very basic data, a CSV file. Normally, when you make anything in, say, your Google for Education or Microsoft Teams, they ask you for a CSV file data. We'll give you a template for that. That's very easy for you to do. And today, every class teacher can take out CSV file of the class data. So just give us that. Yeah, we'll get it going. We don't even want you to key in data. our experience says that within 15 days you will be good to go. It shouldn't take you longer than 15 days to actually get your data and up and going. We want you to time it with this coming fall school cycle. So this fall school cycle should be used by you as a data entry point or as a learning point. And then definitely as the year goes by, your awards will be ready this Christmas through the My Good School dashboard platform.
How does the teacher training happen?
Yeah, there's no training required. You log into your Gmail, you log into My Good School. Where's the training? The activities are to your end. We're not even saying give riding, hockey, golf, whatever. The activities you can choose. You give us your activity list, we'll upload that. There is no training at all. It's like you log into Gmail, you log into the My Good School dashboard. Yes, we will give you a day's 90-minute session as long as you want it. We will come over for a day if it was possible and actually excite you to do it. It's even far simpler. Please understand, I have grown up with 25 years of Duke of Edinburgh's Award. And then I worked 5 years in the management team of the award. I worked 3 years as the national director of the award.
So we do have the IAYP at the moment for school.
How much training did you require to run the IAYP? You don't even need that for this. We are giving you an online digital dashboard. As simple as that. Is there any other question?
Thank you.
Kalyani, why don't you put in your word?
I feel this will actually help us understand the child better. At the end of the year, if children have taken 5 activities that the school is offering, we will actually get to know how the child has performed, where he stands, whether this child can be retained in this activity, because there's a general tendency among children that they don't stick with an activity. If they've done it for this year and there's hardly any progress made, since they do it at their own pace, the parents also at times feel that maybe the coach wasn't good enough, maybe the child has lost interest in this game. So it gives a very objective view of what and how much the child has done. So that is the advantage with this dashboard. What I feel if I were a parent and looking at my child's progress in a particular activity. Similarly, it is a study or a club activity, then it gives the same thing to the teacher as well. The teacher would also understand the child better through the progress that the child is making, because it's recorded, it's documented. And it also a pleasure to the child to look at the score. That is another achievement. The child may not be good at academics, but then in these areas, if somewhere the child is doing very well, it definitely will boost his confidence, and that will give another opportunity to the teachers and the coaches to make him better at what he is not.
May I say something?
No, sir. It's you.
What Kalyani is saying is absolutely right. The other thing which I see in this program is that, it is so interesting to see how the child is growing. Now, when a school gives all these activities to a child and so many things happening, I firmly believe that every child has some talent or the other. So the child is discovering himself or herself. And so as she's growing up, they might divert to this, they may divert to that. But by the time they reach class 8 or 9, they know what they're good at. And even the teachers know what they're good at, And then, they can help them, so to say, specialize or, get some different kind of coaching or some different kind of help and things like that. And other thing which is very, very important for this concept is, it gives great transparency. It is great, you always have parents complaining, children complaining about, especially when it comes to awards and this and the other, this gives you complete transparency. No one can say a word because everything is down there, in paper. And other also good thing which Sandeep said earlier was that if you're getting awards from outside, those can also be chronicled. And that is also a great way of seeing how the child is growing up, say in sport. The child say in cricket, has represented under 14, then is under 16, under 19, what he has done, where he has gone and played. So this digital portfolio, the concept, I think, is quite amazing. I think it's going to be very, very, very good for the children.
So I have a question, Mr. Dutt. Now, if the child is participating in an inter-school competition or an inter-house competition and he wins, so suppose it could be art and craft, it could be debate, it could be a quiz, whatever. So those points also come in here?
Absolutely. So how that happens is usually when you upload that certificate which is from outside the system, not generated here, your coach gets to look at your portfolio. So when your coach is going to give you your stars, automatically gets reflected from your portfolio. See, when his coach is giving you those participation, initiative and achievement, coach will have the whole thing in front of him. Coach will know. See, in today, I don't know when I'm sitting end of the year as a coordinator that which part is how many countries or how many states or whatever, wherever I have no way of checking. Unless I physically ask you to fill up a form or tell you, please show me your certificates, my dear child, I will make your report. So that story is gone. And I have a question here, in fact, that I should answer that. Someone is saying, do we need to give any login credentials to students to view their progress? Absolutely. Login credentials of students, they are login credentials of teachers, they are login credentials of coordinators, heads of departments, heads of schools, as well as the backend server provider and the support staff. Kalyani, I hope I'm able to answer that.
Yes. Secondly, when they go for inter-house competitions, now you were saying that they can also park their achievement records in their portfolio. So who will have the rights to do that, the school or the parents?
See, the school can tell us the structure they want. We are flexible to give school that structure.
Okay.
The rights is very easy. It's like, Alka showed you those tick boxes. I only have to do a few tick boxes. So I'm again and again saying, we are only giving you a white label container. What you fill in that container is your character.
Sure.
It's as simple as that. You may decide that I don't want to use this 4-colored logo and I want to actually use a widget like I mentioned the other day. On my website, I want to actually install a script which opens onto the screen and use it as my backend. Please do. What we are really saying is that you can use the entire structure. It's what CBSE gives you a syllabus. You use that to teach. We are giving you a design only and you fill it up with your course, the way you deliver your course and how the child grows up. It's as flexible as that. We're only giving you a folder for a child to actually keep everything. We're giving you a digital portfolio. Karl made this word last winter. And I think that is the best way My Good School can be described, as a digital portfolio.
So I have a question over here regarding this. This is Manisha. So what I wanted to check was, can we share this portfolio digitally also with, supposedly a child is applying in a college or something, or do we get a dossier kind of a printout done?
Absolutely. You can actually share. Yes, we can give you guest access. That's possible. Or we can give you a report form in a PDF or crystal reports. We will work that out for you.
Thank you so much. And how many times in a year is this getting modified? Like, is there a set system or is it ad hoc as per the requirement?
No, see, when you start your session, you make your annual calendar. You plan your activities. You decide which coaches you are. Your coaches don't come every 2 months in school. So when you start school, you can actually customize it yourself because we are giving you the rights. We are just giving you an index planner.
Okay.
If you remember some years back, there used to be a planner which you buy as a diary. Now that planner, that is where my thought went when we made the digital folio. That planner had index cards. That planner has graphic sheets in it. That planner had all kinds of things where you could run a full office inside your folder. Today you have a computer where you can upload a video, you can upload any form of digital, any form of graphic, any form of PDF, any form of audio. You can actually upload any form of content in your physical portfolio today.
Okay.
You can actually have an audio-visual portfolio also in the end, and we can give you an audio-visual video file that this is my portfolio ready out.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Thank you so much.
Sandeep, I want to add here what we can do, what we will do actually once, like the term is finished, or once he or she has moved from another school and has finished 12th class and want to apply to school, apply to college, he or she will have complete portfolio, and there will be link which he can share to the ones he likes. So it will be up to the student to whom he wants to share. It can't go to the ad hoc. It's again as the Google Docs. You give the access to the document. It's up to you. We can't give the access. You will give the access, but we'll enable it, and it will be there for some time, and then the access goes.
Right.
Okay, so Ms. Alka, but in that case, supposedly if we are giving it off to somebody else to have a look at, how user friendly is it? Like, is it attractive enough for a person who's not aware of the child to get a gist of the child, or will they have to go through a multiple level of documents? Yes, sir.
Manisha, it's very simple. You have used Google Drive.
Yes.
You share the document as well as anything by commenting rights, by editing rights, by viewing rights. You can do that with this.
Okay.
So if you can do that with this, it's up to you. It's so flexible.
How?
Yes. We are really offering you a cloth. You stitch your own shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I got that point now.
As simple as that. I just need a minute to answer some questions in the chat box, if you all will allow me, because we already 8:03 and I'd promised 60 minutes. We started 7:03. Let me just handle the chat box, please, because people who write are very, very passionate. So Kiran wrote, do we need to give login credentials? Yes, I have answered that. Shiv Ranjana wrote, as someone always interested in understanding holistic development of the individual, for me, this is very simple and forward-looking way to use technology and the role of a school to help bring a deeper awareness in the building of the individual, that is the child. Thank you for sharing. Karl has a question. How does MGS record students' self-reflection on their progress? And second question, is there a way for students to include their digital portfolio artifacts in service, sports, skill study? Yes. Karl, there is the digital portfolio, which the artifacts can be either taken a picture form or in any other multimedia form. They can be uploaded in what we have said, the digital portfolio. You can actually put in all the artifacts. Regarding My Good School student reflection in their progress, yes, the progress will be visible as the student keeps entering it side by side. You will have a task bar kind of thing. You are heading, you've got your first star, you've got your second star, you've got your third star. Progress will be visible for helping you with better achievement. Yeah, I'm all done with the chat questions. My Good School program goes live 18th of July. Happy birthday, Nelson Mandela. I got the name on the right day, I think. Is there anyone else before we go to have a passing comment? Before I hand it over Chairman Sir to help us close. Over to you, Chairman Sir.
Sir, you are muted. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yes, I had been muted by someone.
We haven't dumbfounded you. We have actually given you the... Oh, you're speechless.
I just like to thank everyone for joining us, and I hope you liked the presentation. I mean, I am very excited about it. And once again, Sandeep and Fab India School and Bharti Rao, and I didn't see the principal today. I suppose she's busy. I think everyone's put in a great effort. Karl, thank you once again for joining us.
I said, Rajeshri is not well. She's recuperating. That's why you don't see her. So we wish Rajeshri well and all her staff team who are here on her behalf. Karl, you wanted to say something? I saw a comment and a chat coming from you. Please come in, Karl.
Hey, thank you, Sandeep. This is very impressive. And I like the fact that this supports student agency and student voice and student choice, so that we're empowering students, and it's demonstrating that what is good for learning is also good for life. And I think that's one of the most powerful features of the My Good School program and the way in which this digital portfolio for students helps to support that, so that it's not just teacher driven or supervisor driven or headmaster driven, it's student driven, that students have the ability then to chart their own progress in the 4 different areas and watch their growth over time, and as you've talked about, help them make decisions about what they want to do after schooling. So thank you very much. I'm delighted to see the evolution of this progress since our conversations 4 years ago in Vancouver, where we just got started. And to me, this is a good example of what we talk about in the book that I wrote with my colleagues, Schools Can Change. This is an example of how you create change system within schools to continually improve and go forward. So I'm honored to be part of this conversation and work with you. Thank you very much.
Kalyani, may I please ask you to do the vote of thanks?
Thank you, Chairman Sir, for introducing this beautiful concept to the schools. Thank you, Mr. Dutt. I know a long entailing sacrifice and research has gone into this. And I think when it unfolds, people will understand what exactly it is going to do to the child, as Mr. Karl said. Thank you, Mr. Karl Clauset, for your presence here. And the way you put it across, I think we've all understood it even better. Thanks for being there. Thank you to all the educators here. I can see 2 of my educators also here, from my school and from the Fab India school. We meet again and we meet for good causes. So thank you so much, Ms. Monisha from the Doon Girls School. Thanks for being here. Ms. Anubha, I think she's left, but it has been a wonderful evening. Thanks for bringing in your expertise to the school leaders. Oh, I forgot the main hands behind this. Alka, thank you so much. I think when the thoughts and the ideological minds meet, something good happens, and that's how My Good School has happened. So I know how much work has gone into this, the pre-planning stage, and now when you are unveiling it and when we start using it, you'll still have more work to do to customize it. And I think it won't end before April next year.
We are ready for that. We are ready for that. And we will give all our best shot.
So great going, great going. You know, this is something that I had always dreamed of.
And I think, Kalyani, you were there with all the 3 sessions and you would have seen more improvement with every session.
Yes. And thank you for incorporating the descriptors. That will make life so much more easier for every person who's using the portal.
Yeah. And that's what happens, right? When you do it yourself. You know, when you build it yourself rather than giving it to someone else. That's what happens.
So thank you, Fab India School, and thank you, educators from Billabong High, Ms. Muskan and Ms. Arpita. Thanks to every person present here this evening. Signing off. Have a wonderful weekend.